Marilyn York is a female family law attorney specializing in men's rights. She is widely known for her extremely bold commercials that ruffle the feathers of many women.
I love women. We're such planners. Like right now, as you guys sit there relaxing in front of the TV, wondering what she's making you for dinner, your wives are racking up community debt, transferring money into a separate bank account, finally losing that baby weight after 9 years, and hooking up with your son's baseball coaches on Facebook. What's the one thing a man needs when he's blindsided by a long-planned divorce? A great female attorney. I'm men's rights attorney Marilyn York, and I represent men in all family law matters.
Who is Marilyn York? What's she really about? You may think she chose to fight for men's rights as a marketing ploy, but I'm about to show you that for Marilyn, it goes much deeper than that. So Marilyn, being a female, why did you choose to really specialize in men's rights?
I would say my father's my stronger parental figure. I have an amazing mom too, they've been married forever, but my father's the dominant parent in my life in the sense of stage daddy. So I value the father figure so strongly that I wanted to do what I could in the world to help dads have the ability to be parents like my dad was in the divorce context. And I think it's the only place that the white male is the underdog. And so as much as it seems strange, they are, and they come into our office defeated. And so we feel like cheerleaders and backbone trainers and educators and teaching them just how important it is for dads to be in kids' lives. If you look at the statistics, they're horrific. Kids that have no fathers are like 200% more likely to commit suicide, 200% more likely to be pregnant as teens, almost as likely to commit or to have depression, to be alcoholics, to go to jail, to commit crimes. Every negative thing you never want your kid to be, it goes up 200% or somewhere thereabouts without a father in the child's life. And
so there are a lot of women out there that they feel like you're against women.
Of course.
What would you say about that?
Not at all, absolutely not. We're for children having both parents in their lives as much as possible and as much as good for the children. So I don't want to take kids away from great moms or even okay moms any more than I want to give kids to crappy dads. We're not about, getting kids for awful fathers. We're not about helping fathers get kids so they can save child support either. We fire those clients as soon as we meet them. So not at all. We want children to thrive. That's what we really try to do, and we represent a particular gender in trying to do that because I know statistically they need their dads. And I think good moms know that too. Again, this is assuming the dad's a decent person. I'm not touting child abusers or spousal abusers should be, in children's lives without some sort of help or supervision or something like that.
So there are a lot of women who I'm sure enter a divorce and feel like they're keeping the child away from the father or giving him less time with the child because they don't think he's as good of a parent. How do you determine, or can you even determine, if you're doing the right thing by getting this father more time with the child, not knowing all the background? Is that hard?
I've done it. I've been divorced more than one time. So I understand personally the difficulty of thinking certain things are, astronomical issues when they are not. But I think what the problem with divorce in general is everything is globalized. They're upset and everything feels huge to them and they're so stressed that their frontal cortex is disengaged and they're thinking only with the center of their brain, which is very medieval and fight or flight. And so these poor women or men come in and they're like, but he doesn't supervise, and like she fell off the playground and she scratched her arm, and I'm thinking, she didn't die. She's never gonna die on a playground, with very rare exception, 1,000 Ways to Die. Everything else. So we kind of have to frontal cortex, like this is the frontal cortex of your brain, engage it. This is not life or death, and make them understand the severity of their concerns. I've had moms come in and say, well, he's a hunter and he has animal heads in his house and it scares my daughter. I'm like, I understand, but that's her dad. You chose him, you had a baby with him, and he's a hunter. So you need to educate your child on, what those are. They aren't actually real, they won't bite her.
So you're obviously really good at what you're doing and people are talking about you all over town. What do you think makes you so good at being a divorce attorney that specializes in men's rights?
I think two different things. One, just philosophically, not myself only, but my entire firm. There's 10 employees here. We're all female. I think we all have a very similar ideal, and that is best interest of the children. That's all we care about. It's not about our clients, and that's the law, and we are mandated to follow the law. So when you hire us, if you want something that is contrary to your child's interests, you didn't come to the right firm. We will make sure you know that, and you won't be our client. And if you look like you're somebody you're not, and you later reveal who you really are, and it's not in your child's interest, you will not be our client from that point on, even if you hired us. So I think that's why we're good at our job, because if you really care about your kids, so do we. And that's what we go to court to do, is to help these children, period, and nothing else. And then secondarily, I've had personal life experience in every single possible legal scenario these people experience. I've done it.
So now you've been airing these commercials that are a little bit bold and a little bit out there.
Yeah.
And I think it gives people a certain perception of you that maybe isn't completely accurate.
It's one side of me for sure that's the darkest, so most sarcastic side. It's commercial. That's the purpose. It's supposed to get attention. It's a waste of money if you don't do it well, because I've done the nice commercials and they didn't do any good. They were kind of ignored and no one noticed them. So we thought we'd do something funny, and the only way to be funny in divorce is to be sarcastic.
So you wanted to do something people would remember.
They're meant to be flip, and women that know me, or women that have used us, or women that have had brothers or sisters or husbands that have gone through this, they find them funny immediately and get that we're just like taking the most extreme circumstance and exploiting it like all good television does.
So if you could tell the community one thing about you, what is it that you would really want them to know?
Good at my job, because I am a human being, despite what the commercials portray. But the commercials are important, because you don't want to hire a patsy to go into court and be quiet. Court is very intimidating. It's stressful. It's hard. You have to be on your feet. You have to be willing to be bold and say things that are uncomfortable, because you're talking about very uncomfortable subjects and confronting people about very intimate things about their lives and potentially taking their children away. So if you don't have someone like me that's willing to say that kind of stuff, you're not going to get your money's worth, to be perfectly honest, because if you can't handle the intimidating environment and still be willing to speak out and handle the backlash, like women calling my office mad every week, and they do. If I can't handle the backlash of a judge being mad at me for talking out of turn, or a wife being mad at me because I ask her if she's using meth, or the grandma in the hallway calling me cuss words because I just took her grandbaby away, then I'm not someone you need to pay to take care of the most precious commodity in your life. If I'm not strong and bold, then you are in bad hands, because I'm supposed to be what you are able to be when you're sad and scared and inexperienced and in a place that's extremely intimidating and stressful.